Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Thank you all for being here. We are going to go ahead and get started, so please grab some breakfast and food and all that and have a seat. Before we get started, Marissa is going to go over our waste sorting instructions, so we're all prepared to throw out our waste.
Thank you, Brittany. Okay, so thank you everyone who brought their reusables. I love seeing it. For the other items like a paper plate, paper napkin, and wooden stir stick, along with your food, all goes in the compost bin. Both the hot and cold cups can go in the recycling. Things like your honey packets, tea packaging can go in the landfill with plastic utensils. The tea bags can go in the compost. If it's food or food soiled, just make sure it goes in the compost. Plastic, paper cups go in the recycling, and then plastic packaging like the tea and honey packets go in the landfill. Fork, knife, spoon goes in the landfill. Thank you.
One of these is a clicker. Is that right? Okay. And there's the visual that was meant to be up for Marissa. Okay. All right, everybody. So welcome to our fall FAS Division Meeting. We have a very exciting agenda for us here today. So thank you all for being here, whether you're here in person, online, or viewing this presentation later. So before we get started, let's do our land acknowledgement, please.
We acknowledge that the land on which we gather here is the traditional territory of the Luiseño Payacuichan people. Today, the meeting place of CSUSM and its surrounding areas is still home to the 6 federally recognized bands of the La Jolla, Paula, Palma Pachanga, Rincon, Soboba, Luiseño Payacuichan people. It is also important to acknowledge that this land remains a shared space among the Capeño, Kumeyaay, and Ipai peoples. CSUSM has long-standing mutual beneficial relationships with the local tribal communities in San Diego,
which has 18 federally recognized reservations, home to more than any county in the United States.
I hope that you can take this opportunity to learn more about the local indigenous people from the region during your time here. Welcome to CSUSM.
Next on our agenda, well, first I'll introduce myself. I'll be your MC today. I'm Brittany Brown, Associate Vice President of Administration. And now, as we always do, we'd like to welcome our new employees. So if you are a new employee to FAS or a new employee to the university and FAS, if you and your manager could please stand if you're able, we will go ahead and pass the mic around. Andrew, can you help me out with that? Thank you. There's 50 mics up here.
Does this one work? It does.
Yes.
Good morning, Andrew. Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Rocio Terry. Rocio Terry came to us in July. She's the new director of our crisis response team, and she's also adjunct faculty at CSUSM, and she is an alum from USC. And I'll pass it over to Lieutenant Bada to introduce our next person.
Yes, good morning. We have a new officer on our team. His name is Andrew Mowens. He comes from us from the San Diego Sheriff's Department after doing 28 years there. He's a prior Navy. Lives in Sabre Springs with his wife and his 19-year-old son. One interesting fact about him is that his sister is an ESPN broadcaster. It's kind of cool. He couldn't be here today because it is his day off because they do work, both sides of the week. So sorry he couldn't be here, but I wanted to introduce him. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Regina Frasca. I'd like to introduce you to Rebian Monte Claro. I always try to call her Monte Carlo. It's Monte Claro. Rebian comes to us from Oceanside School District. I stole her from there, but she has a long-standing relationship with CSU due to her many years at CCF, which is kind of cool because when you walk around campus, everybody's, oh, Rebby! Everyone knows her as Miss Rebby, so this is Rebian. And cool fun fact, she's a Hello Kitty fan. So happy 50-year anniversary to Hello Kitty.
Hello, I'm Audrey Hotaling, and I have the pleasure of introducing Andrea Peralt. She is the new campus risk analyst, and she started in June. She is joining us from Escondido Union High School District. And a fun fact about her is she is a CSUSM alum, and she met her husband here.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to introduce Kayla Blocker. She's not here today. She's on our third shift, so she's probably sleeping right now. She came from St. Louis, and she's been with us for about 2 months, and she's doing great. We also have Edward Chambers. He's also on our third shift. He started with us maybe like 2 weeks ago, and he also couldn't make it. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Belinda Garcia, Parking and Commuter Services. We have 2 brand new employees in parking. Our first is Rodrigo de la Mora. He was born and raised in Tijuana. He loves photography, reading, and music, and he really enjoys working at an organization he can be proud of. Our second employee is not able to be here today, is David Franco. He's an hourly parking officer. His favorite hobby is watching and playing sports. He likes how friendly everyone in the department is, and he's also an alumni, so he feels a strong connection to everyone in the community.
Good morning, my name is Nick. I have the pleasure to introduce several new team members from IITS. First is Liam Nelson. He's a tech support analyst with the help desk. His fun fact is that he grew up in Japan, and while in Japan, he was at a zoo as a kid, and a monkey escaped from an exhibit and stole his ice cream. Next up is Michael Fullerton. Michael is also a tech support analyst with the help desk. His fun fact, which I'd say is not so fun, is that he's deathly allergic to mustard. Next up is Scott Christopher, who is also a tech support analyst with the help desk. His fun fact is that he's an avid snowboarder, just had his first baby girl, so he used to be a snowboarder. Last but not least is Will Lua. He's new with our classroom team. He's our classroom AV specialist. His fun fact is that he's a musician, and he also knows how to breakdance.
Did we miss anybody? Another round of applause for all our new employees.
And I think Victor may have introduced some third shift employees, but just wanted to acknowledge put some names to faces on the screen here today. So thank you, Victor. Okay, that's a reminder that if you have any questions for our virtual participants, if you could follow these instructions on the screen, we'll make sure that those questions are answered and addressed during our division meeting today. All right, next up, I'd like to bring our Vice President of FAS and Campus Chief Financial Officer. Please welcome Leon Wyden.
Good morning, all. Oh, come on, y'all can do better than that. Good morning, come on, great day. Much better. So I'm glad to see everybody here today. I have a few remarks that I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna try and stick to the script, but I tend to vary from time to time, so I apologize for that up front. You know, we're entering the fall semester. You know, we're going to be met with some new challenges this year, and there's going to be a lot of exciting opportunities. You know, your dedication and hard work are invaluable to the institution. So as we come together to welcome our students back to campus, you know, each of you plays a vital role in ensuring that they feel supported, valued, welcomed as they embark on an academic journey. So they're going into a brand new piece of their lives, and you guys are a big part of it. So I want to emphasize that your contributions make a difference. You know, and together we create an environment where our campus can thrive. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about a little bit this morning is our budget. So I'm going to spend a couple of minutes on that, and then I'm going to go into more positive things. You know, we face kind of an upcoming budget challenge for the next couple of years. You know, 24-25 is going to be a little bit of a challenge, but we'll get through it. 25-26 will be a challenge as well. You know, the governor has, and the legislature are looking at a 2-year plan this year. And we received our budget memo and news just a couple of weeks ago. So it's taken them, you know, pretty much 14 months to come up with a budget for this year. So we're 2 months into our fiscal year, and our budget has just arrived. So the governor's outlined a 2-year plan, and it includes an anticipated 8% permanent reduction in our CSU budget next year, not this year, next year. So I'd just like you to know that the Chancellor's Office and the President and all the presidents across the 23 campuses and all the CFOs and senior leadership are advocating hard and working hard to try to either eliminate or reduce that cut between now and next year so that our campuses will not be impacted. So with that, you know, I'm grateful that CSUSM, through our own efforts and the efforts of all the divisions, have decided to set aside $5 million from this year's budget to give us a runway into the potential cut next year. So we've set that aside, and it's come kind of off the top, so people will see their budgets reduced. We met with the senior managers yesterday and kind of walked them through some of this. So one of the things that I wanted to be able to say is that Matthias, Randy, and I are working hard to keep everybody informed on what the budget situation is for CSUSM. But I didn't want to be disingenuous and just give you guys all the good news and not let you know that there are challenges and uncertainties as we go forward. So our next budget forum, we're going to do a forum. It'll be pretty much created by Randy Duncan, who is the super whiz with Excel. And Matthias and I are going to put on a budget forum for the campus on September 10th at noon, or better known as U Hour here. You know, I encourage you to attend to learn more information about the state of the university budget. You know, it'll be recorded, you know, it'll be posted, so if you can't attend, you know, at U Hour, I mean, it'll be there at the budget website, so anyone who wants to watch it will be able to do so. So, you know, I've been on the finance side of higher education for almost 20 years, and state budgeting, California and other states, goes up and down. I mean, the situations change from time to time. Good times, bad times. You know, we're on a little bit of a dip right now, but you know, these times aren't easy, but you know, we can navigate them, and we'll continue to prioritize our people, student success, innovation, and long-term sustainability for this institution. Those are our goals. You know, our division supports infrastructure. Pretty much of all the institution across everything. So I mean, my ask of you, you know, I ask for flexibility and adaptability. You know, your willingness to adjust and find novel solutions will be crucial to our success going forward. You know, I ask for patience, you know, as we continue to navigate, you know, these difficult variables related to the state and the CSU budget and determine how things will play out ultimately at the institution. Now, I also ask for your support in prioritizing, you know, kindness and empathy for our interactions with each other in our campus community. You know, I'm confident that overall we'll get through this together, But I just wanted to make sure that I was telling you guys that this is kind of where we are. But there are, it's the president had said at convocation. She said that, it may not be a perfect year. It'll be an imperfect year, but it'll still be a great year. One of the things that I think that I'd like to emphasize is we have the largest enrollment this year than we've ever had. So we're one of the fortunate campuses that are growth campuses, Thank you. I mean, that's something to be celebrated, because if we were on the other end, many of our colleagues up north are experiencing serious cuts and layoffs and those types of things. And we've been spared that because of our enrollment growth and how strong that has been, and all of the efforts of everyone in this room who has made this place a home for our students and some place that they want to be. So that is a big plus for all of us. And I think that everyone in this room, we should give ourselves a hand for all the work that we do. So thank you all. So next, I'd like to share some division updates. We have a lot going on at this institution, so I can't cover everything, but I want to highlight a few projects that will shape our campus and community in meaningful ways for the fiscal year. First, our Facilities Development and Management Group is making great strides with a solar battery project. I think this is going to be one of the more impressive projects that we have. We are going to cover the B lots and the C lots with solar panels. We'll put a solar array out there, and it will provide clean energy for our campus, but it will also provide much needed shaded parking. And it will provide, the ability to charge electric vehicles. And it will provide lights and cameras and much more safe parking environment in those areas for our students and our staff and our faculty who park there. So that particular project, it's going to be awarded this fall, and with completion date by summer of 2026. So when the affordable housing project opens in the fall of 26, this project will be completed as well. So hopefully that'll move more of our students to that end of campus because they'll have shaded parking now. So the other thing that we're working on is the construction of the university housing project and dining project is progressing smoothly. You guys might have noticed that the crane has gone up. It is there, and that was quite a milestone for FDM to get that done and to work through that project. And that project is still on track for the fall of 26. And human resources is taking significant steps toward professional development. That we're launching the second cohort of the CSUSM Leadership Academy aimed at addressing gaps in leadership, training, professional development amongst our MPPs. And we'll have a staff effort as well. And that is all going along and continues to grow and be well received and accepted. This is a fantastic opportunity to cultivate leaders on our campus. So we're working hard on professional development. I was talking with Erica earlier about the efforts that we're going to try to do to basically expand some of those programs to give more opportunities to people for professional development. Our president and our leadership team are all pretty much in lockstep on professional development. We want to make sure that we're providing opportunities for people who want them. University Police Department, they are working diligently. They're securing an MOU to provide after-hours mental health care, crisis care, training UPD dispatch officers and recruiting specialists for the crisis response team, one of whom we just met. Additionally, they're hosting 2 rape aggression defense classes for women. They will focus on awareness, prevention, risk reduction, and avoidance, along with basics hands-on defense training. Business and Financial Services, Matthias and team, have had a busy start to the fall semester. They've been helping our largest student enrollment in history with payments and processing, setting up payment plans, and more. They're also working on our annual financial statement audit, which happens every year and takes up a lot of their time, and God bless them for doing it, because it is a chore. For our campus and our auxiliaries with the goals to produce annual financial statements. You know, our campus made the cover of CSU's annual financial statements because we are in the top 10 for timeliness and quality. So, you know, our colleagues in BFS have been collaborating with a tool called Axiom to implement a visual insights tool, which is going to give us more access to dashboards across our different areas so that we can see what our budgets are, what our spending is, and Matthias and team have been working diligently on that, and they're going to have some visual aids that will be available very soon. Let's see. And they're also implementing this other tool called Transact, which is an online payment environment to allow users to pay what they want to pay. Our ITS team is developing a comprehensive diversity, equity, and inclusion plan tailored specifically for IITS. They're also working on an enterprise identity access and management solution, which is crucial for our digital security and efficiency. And I know we continue to work with our friends at Microsoft on developing a CRM platform that is moving forward, and it's moving forward fast. And we're hoping to get more data and communications out to students, faculty, and staff via that tool so that we can start capturing more of that data and use it in different ways to support the institution. FAS administration, we're spearheading the youth protection program to ensure health and safety of non-matriculating minors on our campus. They're also collaborating with the Chancellor's Office and Business and Financial Services colleagues to implement CSU Buy, which is our procure-to-pay software. That is one of the things that we're doing to reduce costs system-wide for procurement, is to try and have shared services and have one way of doing things across the CSU rather than having 23, and this is one of those efforts. The implementation will streamline, standardize our procurement processes, cutting out manual steps and saving time. By automating these tasks, we're not only making things more efficient, but also reducing risk and saving money across the CSU. Finally, CSUSM Corporation is prepared to meet the moment as research grant opportunities continue to expand. The past year, our corporation managed more than 100 grants and sponsored programs totaling more than $19 million in expenditures, up 24% from the previous year. They're also creating a food policy and implementing a student culinary council. This will give our students the opportunity to have larger input into what we serve in our dining areas. And that's one thing that we haven't had in the past, but thanks to Deanne Ellison and her leadership, we have a student culinary council, and that's been meeting regularly. You know, the council is composed of students. You know, they advocate to their peers, work with dining services, and they're trying to create the ideal dining experience on campus. So there's a tremendous amount of work going on this campus and our subdivisions, and despite the challenges, this group, you know, is key to moving forward and growing this campus. You know, growth is our means to stay a very relevant campus within the CSU, and to continue our growth is critical to our financial success. So I want to express my gratitude for your ongoing commitment and your energy that you bring to work every day. You know, the progress we've discussed today is a testament, you know, to the incredible collaboration and dedication of the people in this division. So thank you again for your contributions. You know, let's carry on this moment as we go forward. But the last thing I'd like to do is I need to thank some people for the work that they've done here. You know, thanks to our Sodexo people for putting this together. Thanks to all the people who set up this room so beautifully. You know, thanks to Brittany, who organizes all of these things and kind of is a leader in putting some of these things together. thanks to Amber Giacalone. I don't know where Amber is right now, but Amber's back there. But Amber is one of the people who keeps me out of trouble, which is a job in and of itself. But those people basically are the support team that helps us, stay innovative and keeps us moving forward. So with that, let's carry on our momentum as we continue to make CSUSM a place of innovation, growth, and collaboration and thrive. So at the end, go Cougars! Thank you.
Thank you, Leon. All right, next up, I would like to invite Gina, Abby, and Chris to present on CPR Awareness Workshop. Y'all set? Yeah. Okay, come on up.
Good morning. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Abigail Knox, and I'm an occupational safety and health specialist. For those of you that do know me, you guys know that I talk a lot about safety. I love it. I'm going to hand it over to...
Don't pick one. There you go.
This one?
Stay there.
So, today we're going to do something pretty, it's a new initiative. I don't think we've ever done it here. It's going to be CPR hands-only training, and I'm going to turn it over to Chris to do our intro.
Good morning, everybody. There we go. All right, so first thing is we have a QR code right there, and we have a QR code on your table. Can you please log in? You will be getting credit. Yes, we love credit. We will be getting credit from our LMS by answering your first name and email, please. If you can't see it there, we also have a QR code on your new best friend at your table also.
Just know, if you guys register for this class, you are not going to be expected to perform CPR hands-on. Good Samaritan law.
So the best thing about what we're doing today is, goal is providing some kind of guidance and or practice for you to perform CPR and hands-only CPR. So if that moment does come and you are faced with that situation, you may be a little bit more confident to do that because you've been able to practice it. You're hearing it. We're going to put the song of Staying Alive back into your brain. Yes. So again, the goal is to allow you to practice, get comfortable with something that again can save people's lives. We appreciate Gina, Brittany, Leon allowing us to have this training opportunity with all of you. This is a very large group. It will be very exciting. We will have lots of people helping us, so we do appreciate that. So we're going to go ahead and get started.
Before that, though, Chris, I actually wanted to bring up something that's authentic, right? So what is it that we're standing up here for?
It's okay. They're getting us ready.
Okay. Basically, statistically speaking, 90... You got to get me a leash. Okay, so one of the things that I love is data, right? Because data really hits home for a lot of us. So according to the American Heart Association, 90% of sudden cardiac arrests that result in fatality actually happen outside of a hospital setting. Thank you. That's not working, is it? It's not working. All right, let's go back. Data. Okay, we're back to data. 90% of sudden cardiac arrest happens out of a hospital setting. 40% of that 90% happens at someone's home. So what are we doing here? Well, we're really just here to raise awareness on how to approach, take action, right? Call 911. But the material today is CPR hands-only training. So there are two different mannequins that you're going to see. There's some with lights and some that are not with lights, right? The point of this whole entire awareness training is to get your hands on a mannequin so that you can feel a little bit more comfortable if you are ever put in a situation where you have to respond.
Perfect. We're ready to roll. We're going to take you back in time.
It's the 1920s, when the American Heart Association said it's not too late. Bold transformations for patients like you are on the way. Yes, it's 1925, the year that scientific sessions began. We funded research that led to another amazing invention. For the first time, a human heart was shocked back to its natural rhythm. Just before the 60s wrapped up and had to go, thankfully we would deal another major blow. Legislation banned cigarette ads on both the TV and radio. The AHA's advocacy led to a federal ban that was signed by the president's own hand,
which forced cigarette companies to put more warnings on every pack.
We were vocal, making statements on harmful effects of environmental tobacco, and physical inactivity was highlighted as a major risk for folks. Heart walks are held nationwide. There was so much going on, in fact. This is also the period of introduction for the Healthy Meals for Americans Act. And then something else happened that was very important too. We learned there's another equally effective way for you. More than 1.5 million high school students graduate each year with CPR skills, creating a nation of lifesavers that will stop cardiac arrest before it kills. No singular organization does it alone. It was a worldwide collaboration. Thanks to researchers, physicians, scientists, healthcare, and other frontline workers, the entire world joined hands. Now health equity has a more precise lens, and social determinants of health more people truly understand. Ultimately, we didn't let the pandemic ruin our current and future plans. Bold, relentless, measured, daring, brave, and in your face. To save lives, we're careful but moving at an urgent pace. Collaborating on one brave idea: food is medicine, and cardiorenal metabolic research, just to give you a taste. Cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death in women, killing one woman about every 80 seconds. With that kind of stat, best believe we've got her back. People living in rural America have a 40% higher risk of heart disease and a 30% higher risk of stroke. Just know that we can't let that float. One last thought on all the things we pursue. You are the reason for everything that we do.
Can you turn my back on? Are we ready to save some lives?
They gave me this portable mic, but I'm a little too scared to actually try to use it now. So let's just stay here. So basically, just to reiterate everything that I just said, right? Hands-only CPR training is just the compressions. You can save lives by applying hands-only CPR. I can't see the screen, but I know my facts. So basically, only about 40%, receive immediate help. No, it's okay. I'm okay. I do this. This is one part. It's endearing. Yes. So those facts don't lie. So Chris, you can double or even triple your arrest. I'm terrible with this. Chris, tag.
Yeah. So hands-only CPR again performed immediately. That's why we want to give you guys these skill sets and this confidence to go ahead and jump into action. It can double and triple someone's ability to stay alive. So that's why this is very important. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to see the video, about 2 minutes. They're going to show us how to perform CPR. You have the measurements there. So we're going to go ahead and watch this particular video before we get us practicing.
A cardiac emergency can happen anywhere. Be prepared with a simple technique known as compression-only CPR. You can learn it in minutes, it's easy to remember, and it can help save a life. If someone suddenly collapses, check the scene for safety. Then, check to see if the person responds to you using the shout, tap, shout technique. At the same time, check for breathing, life-threatening bleeding, or another life-threatening condition.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
If at any time you determine the person is experiencing a life-threatening emergency, call 911 and get the first aid kit and AED, or tell someone to do so. Anna, call 911 and get the first aid kit and AED. Then, if they are unresponsive and not breathing or only gasping, begin compression-only CPR. First, ensure that the person is on their back on a firm, flat surface, such as the ground. If they are lying on a bed or couch, carefully move them to the floor. Next, kneel beside them like this with your knees near the person's body and spread about shoulder width apart. Place the heel of one hand in the center of their chest with your other hand on top. Now, interlace your fingers and make sure they are up off the chest. Then, position your body so that your shoulders are directly over your hands. Lock your elbows to keep your arms straight. This technique allows you to use your body weight to help compress the chest. You are now in the correct position to give compressions. When giving compressions, push hard and fast. Compress the chest to a depth of at least 2 inches and a rate of between 100 and 120 compressions per minute, or about 1 every half second. After each compression, let the chest return to its normal position. Watch as I demonstrate just a few chest compressions so you can see what they look like. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Finally, keep going. Continue giving compressions until you notice an obvious sign of life, like breathing, an AED is ready, a trained responder is available to take over compressions, EMS personnel arrive and begin their care of the person, you are alone and too tired to continue, or the scene becomes unsafe. If you would like to learn how to give full CPR and use an AED, you can take an American Red Cross CPR AED course. Check out redcross.org for more information.
Perfect. So before we go into our skills practice, and again, we all have mannequins on our tables. We have a few more up here. There we go. So as our video had showed, cardiac arrest is a leading cause of death. Hands-only CPR is a very effective way used in the first few minutes, at home, at work, to help someone survive a cardiac arrest. And the compressions, as you've seen, 100 to 120 beats per minute. That's where we get the Stayin' Alive song and that beat. So as the video had stressed, anytime that you see someone collapse, please call 911. You can put it in hands-free if there isn't someone around you, or call for help. And at that point, the goal is to get to work. And hopefully help shows up as soon as possible. So for our skills practice, again, participation is voluntary. We understand that some people may have some events in their life that this may not be comfortable. We totally understand that. Please remove food and beverage before we start doing compressions, please. We will have our CPR leads. If we can get our CPR leads to go ahead and stand up from SHS, they will be around the room helping. So that would be appreciated, and we appreciate their help. The goal is,
Thank you, Everett.
As everybody cleans their tables, I appreciate that. I'll go ahead and wait till you guys get back. So when you get back to your tables, if you can go ahead and rejoin me up here. When you get back to your tables, if you can rejoin me up here, and we'll give just a few more directions. I will. I got you. Okay, those of you who are ready, because we are on a time, if I can get everybody's eyes up here, just so we can give one more last directions. So for those of you who are going to be participating, please, you can stand up, pull your mannequin to the person that's going to go ahead and start. The hand wipes are for you to use between compressions for little health and safety. Yes. And then from there, everybody is going to practice over the mannequin. If you feel more comfortable with practicing on the floor, because that would probably be a real life situation, you can do so. We have the different tables, and real quick, because this is my aha moment for today. Here's the aha moment. If you scan that barcode, you will see a map of every location where our AEDs are in campus. So I'm going to leave that up for you. It's a great tool. So we have about 10 to 12 minutes for us to practice. There is a table right here. Have fun. Let us know what you need help in.
All right, there's leaders at every table. Lead your team. If you're comfy to get on the floor, feel free to do that. If you're not, feel free to use the tables.
You're gonna, yeah, she's got the hard one. You're gonna feel it go in.
Yeah. You should feel it hit like a hard spot.
Yep. Too hard is better, really. I mean, I can't stress that enough.
This isn't working for this one. Just so you know.
We just tried it 2 days ago.
I don't know.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, so you've got this table. Yeah, I felt it when I clip like this. Then
You guys might have noticed that there's lights on your mannequin. I would not go into the details, but 2 green lights means you have the depth and the beat. So try for 2 green lights. For those of you who do not have
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I'm glad you're up here with me, Gina. All right, I'm gonna go out there and mingle.
Good job. Good job.
This is your brother, your mother,
The light. So you have this
your
is perfect.
cousin
So
from
if you're
Boston.
going too fast, it's gonna have a red light. If you're going too slow, it gives you instant feedback so you know.
Oh, that's brilliant.
You are the only
One more time.
hope in the house.
We wish.
Not all of the mannequins have lights. Only some have lights.
Awkward. I wasn't gonna do this one.
Yep, straight up. There you go.
Go Pablo. Go Pablo.
Or
With
you
the bad
can put
self.
it down here so so it becomes a little bit more realistic. If those that are a little bit shorter want to put
Go, Greg. Put your body in it, Greg.
the mannequin on a chair so you're not on the floor, that's another way.
Well, you were watching the show.
I think that's way too much blood.
If you need help, ask your local safety, health, and sustainability representative.
Good job.
If you want to try on a lady, she's up here in the VP's table.
Yes, it is. It's exhausting. If your arms are getting tired, you're doing it correctly.
If you save Grandpa, you're in the wheel. Go, Megan. I see you put your back in it. Yeah.
How we doing? Did you guys have a you had a lesson.
Look at IITS
You were all able to
making
go?
it happen over there.
Sweet, thank you. Is it helpful?
Oh, yeah.
Have any of you taken CPR?
VP, get off the chair. Get off the chair.
Was it helpful?
Yes, it was.
Okay, good. For those of you who have been able to complete your turn, if you can sit down so we understand how many more people still have to go, that would allow us to know how much time we need to give.
Great job. I saw a lot of green lights out there.
If tables are done, if the table is done, if you can pick up, if one person can pick up your mannequin and take them to the left side of the room or the right side of the room, that way. If your table is done, if you could please pick up the mannequin. Beautiful, thank you for your help. And put them along the wall.
Thank you.
That would be greatly appreciated.
Skip this. That QR code doesn't work. I know. It didn't come over. That's okay. We don't have time to talk about that anyway. We're doing it the help. We're doing it.
All right, as everybody comes back to their tables.
Yes. But this is. I'm gonna use your mic. Later. Okay, there. How do y'all feel?
Yeah. Okay, was it a helpful skills practice? Yes, it was a helpful skills practice. Everybody feels a little bit more comfortable with jumping into action. Perfect. Great. Then we achieved our goal. If you're happier, we're happier. So we appreciate that. Of course, anybody who wants to pursue entire CPR training, you can go to a class or you can come talk to us and we'll see what we can do behind the scenes also. So putting it all together, again, if you happen to see somebody collapse, check them, they're not breathing, call 911 or call out to somebody and start compressions. For the compressions, as we talked about, fast, hard, in the center of the chest, which you guys did a phenomenal job with as far as practicing. What questions can we answer pertaining to CPR or our skills practice right here? Or was there anything that came up to one of the leads? Yes, ma'am.
We actually had a really good question. What if you had somebody at home who was in bed or on the couch, was too heavy to get onto the floor? What do you do then?
Perfect. The question was, this is a great question, was what do you do if you have somebody that is not breathing in a bed, they're bigger, you're unable to pull them out? What would you do? First thing is call 911. They're going to start giving you directions. And the expectation is figure out a way to get them on a hard surface. So it is, you're going to do your best, but giving compressions in a soft surface will not help them. Okay, even better. Okay, there's a smart one.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. That says it.
Perfect. What else? Perfect. Okay, someone who is younger than a teenager. So maybe a toddler. Perfect. So that CPR is very different. It's a little different. You will, it's about 1.5 inches in the middle of the chest. A infant is much different. So I would highly suggest that if you have an infant or a toddler at home or anybody that you interact that way, either go take a class or please at least look up a video. They do great. American Heart Association does great videos, and they are step by step that will allow you to feel a little bit more educated if that emergency does happen. So great question. What other questions? Yes, ma'am. What are the symptoms of a woman experiencing a heart attack?
If I could take this.
That would be amazing.
Okay. They're actually not as noticeable as males when they're experiencing sudden cardiac arrest or heart attack symptoms, but it's going to be very similar, right? It's just a lot more diluted, and a lot of women don't take into consideration that. They just say, oh, I'm tired, or that's just this or that. So they don't identify it as readily, but the symptoms are the same. Your arm may start to hurt, your chest is going to hurt. If you see those symptoms, then yeah, that's signs.
Yes, ma'am.
She said she just felt woozy, but then felt super nauseous after.
Perfect. So example was a friend of hers who's a female felt a little woozy and then very nauseous afterwards. Again, we do have the list of different symptoms. As Abby said, everybody's going to feel them differently. The sad thing is we do dismiss a lot of our symptoms until they actually put us down and they make us actually take care of it. So yes. All right. Hey, thank you for the questions. Those were great questions. We appreciate your time. We appreciate you guys moving through this activity flawlessly from our end, because it's a lot of people. So thank you very much for participating, actively engaging and asking your questions. And Abby, yes.
Gina has some closing comments.
Well, first of all, thank you to everybody that participated. It was so much fun that our VP took a massive picture because he stood on top of the chair. Do not do that. But I do want to mention that we have had a life-saving experience here on campus at commencement. Jennifer Ralph and Officer David Masson, thank you. And they won our Safety Champion Award last year. So I do want to just mention it will work. And sometimes all you got to do is something. It will work most of the time. All right, thank you. So we're going to transition really quickly to some salient points for defensive driving. You will not get credit for defensive driving, but this is a reminder for our division, because we should lead the way for defensive driving compliance, including our friends at Corp, who have an amazing leader in Marcia. Go.
That was an incredible segue. I actually wanted to shout out to Marcia Agnew. Everybody give her a big round of applause. That woman is my hero, because what she has done has created a defensive driving program that is very specific to corporation employees, which is huge because, you know, corporation and state are two separate entities. And I'm pretty sure, wow, was it not working the whole time? It's not me, Brittany. Basically, it's monumental, and I think we are the first CSU to actually endorse that and help corporations build their own defensive driving training / program. So, Marcia, thank you. I appreciate you. All right, so let's get into the hard stuff. Now that we all talked about CPR, and we talked about, you know, giving out kudos. All right, so let's talk about electric cart safety or safe driving program. I'm going to be very quick. There's going to be a lot of words coming out of my mouth. Trust me, if you have questions, write it down. Email me. I'm actually really good about taking another arm onto this program. There's thousands of them. All right, so safe driving program is an umbrella to several of the components that we all know. 2 of them being defensive driving training and required paperwork. Now, little did you guys know, safe driving is not regulated by Cal OSHA, right? It is regulated by the state of California, and it is Department of Transportation. What does that mean? That means that Gina and me, and I mean, even Jennifer at one point, we're not making up laws for this program. We are following California vehicle laws. And so it all rolls downhill. And so when there's regulations and what have you that come out in terms of your requirements, that's coming from state law and Department of Transportation. Don't worry, we have made this a workable document. So a lot of the things that you're going to see in here, you're going to be able to, if you request the slides, we'll send you the slides. Okay, so university manager responsibilities. Why are we always putting it on the manager? Well, it's because I tell all the employees to go to your manager, right? So let's talk about that. What does it mean when you're signing the Adobe form, right? Your responsibility is to maintain a current STD 261. Now, for those of you who don't know what that is, don't worry, we'll get to the little blurb that gives that definition. I've even emphasized it. Okay, so here is your basic responsibilities. I don't want to go and beat the horse to death on this, but basically as a manager, accidents matter and authority is going to fall into your plate. Okay, so employees must have permission from their supervisor in order to drive. Now, how does this happen? Any show of hands, who in here has signed an Adobe workflow for their defensive driving? All right, so that right there is what you're signing. You as a manager are signing the STD 261 form saying, hey, I have looked at my employee's insurance, it's active. I have looked at my employee's driver's license, it's active. And I have made sure that they've completed the defensive driving training online, right? That is what you're signing for the Adobe sign for my managers out there, right? That's liability. Just kind of put that in the back of your head. I just wanted to kind of raise awareness to that particular fact. So employees, it's one or the other. Sorry, it's one or the other. It's not defensive driving or maybe not defensive driving. So everybody in here is part of the program, whether you have taken the defensive driving, you're driving golf carts, you're driving personal vehicles on to conferences, you're either going to take the defensive, oh, I have it, go back. So here at San Marcos, you are either required to take the defensive driving trainings or you submit an exemption form. That's very important. Why is that important? It's because you're not going to get away from being managed somehow. I have to know that you're a safe driver. SH&S has to know you're a safe driver. And CSUSM as an entity is required to make sure that you're a safe driver. What does safe driver mean? If you have questions, come to me. We're not going to cover that, but I can help you out with that. So what does that mean? Well, there's 3 steps that I'd like you to take away from this, right? The first step is, well, I must be defensive driving certified in order to take power cart training, right? In order to be registered for power cart. So up here you have some photos. What I like to do is I explain something and then I put a bunch of pictograms out so that everybody like, oh wow, photos. So yeah. So this right here, online training, 2 courses or instructor-led, you can kind of follow that. And then required paperwork, right? Once your training is complete, the paperwork is then signed by your manager, which we talked about. So the other thing, I don't know where the little, oh, there it is. Okay, so this is probably my favorite thing to show people, and I do it in almost every training that relates to this, right? If you look right up in here and you see this little search bar, you guys are all familiar with this page, right? You can search anything. You can find anything. So whatever it is that I'm talking about right now, you go to this little search bar and you hit Sesame, right? And then, of course, you're gonna get all the things that you've searched for. So power cart training, it says it, you have to be defensive driving certified. There's a process to that, right? You either are defensive driving certified or you are exempt, one or the other. And in order to operate power carts, actually, let me go back. Show of hands, who operates power carts? My God. Okay, who operates personal vehicles going to conferences? Okay, who operates none at all? Nothing at all. I was hoping for a hand because I was going to say, doesn't matter, you guys are all in the program. Okay, so another thing, this is resources that I'm providing to the management and also employees if you're interested. But here is where you're going to get all those forms that we just talked about, right? You're going to be able to get your exemption, you're going to be able to get your renewal. And then temporary permits, if you guys have questions, come find me. I don't want to stay too long on one section. How am I on time? So electric car. Wow, I could do a lot in 5 minutes. Okay, electric cart safety, right? All cart drivers have to, we already went over this, I'm not gonna beat this any more than I have. Cart safety training is required every 4 years. What does that mean? It means that your defensive driving certification and your cart certification actually are aligned. So every 4 years, just plan to take those 3 online trainings and then you recertify. Tell me if I'm getting away from the mic, because I would really be embarrassed. Okay, all vehicles used are expected, expected to be inspected regularly. Why? Okay, I'm just gonna say this really quick. Anybody in here like go to the grocery mart and they pick a cart and when they get their cart they realize it has 3 wheels or it's like going to the left or going to the right? That could have been due to a COVID impact, poor maintenance, right, on those carts. So when you talk about carts or state vehicles, you really want to make sure that you are maintaining the inspection and the maintenance requirements, mainly for Nick. He's really adamant about that program and he keeps us all safe by making sure that those, that maintenance is done. Oh, Okay, so misuse of university vehicles. Now, I'm not the kind of person that goes down every single item on my slide. If you guys have a question about an item on my slide, email me, Teams me, I'm here. Misuse. So what does misuse mean? Well, I could have put a bunch of regulation words up there, but I put a bunch of words up there that are outlining the rules that we are supposed to follow in accordance with not only CSU rules, but also California state rules. So what are we talking about? You guys see the bolded one? Please don't use the vehicle for personal trips. Don't give rides to hitchhikers that are not, or people that are not involved in university business, right? You do not, that's against the rules. You must complete the defensive driving training. Not doing so is against the safe driving program, right? Only university employees are allowed to drive university vehicles. So I can't go get my jet ski and put it on the back of my SH&S truck and take it down to, Point Loma or wherever I go for that. Okay, this one's really exciting. Gina, did you want to take this one? Or do you want me to just, okay. So I will cap us all off with this really amazing development, this module that SH&S and FDM created to get ahead of some of the car accidents that we've been experiencing, right? One of them was really, really specific, and we'll talk about that. This one right here is probably the one that I want everybody to make sure that everybody sees, because this right here actually escalated our Train the Trainer program that we just talked about. This car accident happened, what was it, last year? Like October. Thank you. No, you're keeping me honest, thank you. All right, so what happened with this? A student assistant was driving. She was going around the curve out of parking lot E. She took that curve. She was going relatively fast, 3 to 5 miles an hour, right? And when she caught that curb, her cart jumped the curb and it almost hit that pole. It ejected her out of the cart and onto the grass, and it broke her femur. So she went to the hospital. So that was probably the most, what did you say? It was the most significant or serious injury we've had on this campus in a really long time. This incident right here got Cal OSHA involved because it was a severe injury, and they came out and they did an inspection on our program and our safe driving program and our CART program. They blessed it, but then, yeah, there's Gina. Oh, I have 1 minute, wow. Well, at least I covered the CART accident that matters. No, really, because if you get into an accident and there's a severe injury, I think talking about it is really important because we all operate carts. Right. This is another one that I responded to. God, did they survive? They had a minimal injuries, bruising, right? But these carts don't go more than like 11 miles an hour. So, I mean, I won't go any more into that. This one right here was another incident where the term with these accidents is the size and the design of the cart. It's blocky, it doesn't have any shocks, so when you're driving it, you really do have to be careful about what you're going over, how hard you're turning, and how fast you're going. This is the last accident that happened, and this was like $25,000 worth of damages. At that point, I think I've said everything. If you guys have any questions, Teams me, email me, however you want. I'm there to help.
So in closing, we're bringing this up because after 26 years, I had 4 major cart accidents. And my motto is for y'all to go home with your fingers and toes. You cannot go home with all your fingers and toes if y'all get in accidents. Do the safe driving program, take care of yourself, drive safely, and if you have any questions, holler at us. And managers, we are going through a little bit of an audit, so we're starting to look at your staff and your employees and your department, and then we're going to start making recommendations to go through the Train the Trainer program. So first of all, thank you all for your attention for both events today, and I wish you all take your fingers and toes all home.
Thank you, Chris Drum, Abigail Knox, and Gina Fresca for that enlightening information and awareness. All right, next up, I would like to invite Susan O'Connor and Tony Shields to present on some professional development opportunities.
right, our slide's coming up hopefully with this. Oh, there it is. That's a new one for me. Well, thank you so much for inviting us to share about professional development. For those of you that I haven't met or don't know, I'm Tony Shields. I'm the Director of Professional Development, and presenting with me today is Susan O'Connor, the Director of the Staff Center. So we're very excited to be here. We're going to share with you, in the short time that we have, a few of our exciting professional development opportunities that we have. So we chose 12, so we're going to go through these 12 boxes and talk through them with you and share with you some of the trainings that you can do asynchronously by yourself, or you can do it as a cohort or with a group of training. So I'm going to start off with everyone's favorite, CSU Learn, right? Everyone's used CSU Learn. Thank you for that exciting cheer over there. Clapping, thank you. I know everyone uses this for compliance training, and that's pretty much what you think it's for. But CSU Learn has some more things going on that I wanted to call your attention to because I think they're kind of exciting. They've been added within the last year or so, and I think it'll be good. So first off, I want to talk through these two things, the learning journeys, the journey trainings, and the AI simulator. Both of them are something you can do on your own, or you can do it as part of your development and growth, or you can do it as just as an ad hoc need as you need, depending on which one it is. So let's first talk about the journey trainings. This is found in CSU Learn, and they were created to help with job-specific learning and growth. So it has almost 200 different opportunities in different areas of learning, anywhere from accounting, administration, admin assistant, marketing, computer science, technology, agile, project management, supply chain, human resources. I can go on and on and on and on. So 200, right? So what I want to show you how you actually access this training. See if it'll go. All right, so you're in CSU Learn. Everyone's been there. This looks like a familiar screen. I think there's a laser. See if I can make it work. So you see over here, you can go to the learning library over there. When you go to the library, it'll bring up this screen here. You have to filter. You want to go to the filter and you want to choose Journey right there. And when you choose Journey, it'll bring up all the journeys that are available, and you can sort through and sift through and see if there's something there that you're interested in. There's human resources for my discipline, or even professional development and training, which I think is really cool. And you can use these trainings to be able to become more well-rounded in your current role, or it can be an aspirational career growth where you do something that you're looking to do in the future, so you can look into learning more about a certain topic. Because what happens as you go through this journey training, you actually get a certificate. This isn't something you're going to do just tomorrow, because it's going to take some more time. As you can see, like if I chose the administrative assistant journey, it takes, I think there's 28 courses, a little less than 13 hours of coursework. There's 5 book summaries that are a little less than an hour. And then there's the audiobooks, which are about 2 hours worth of time. So you can see it's something you need to plan for and prepare for, but it could be something good as you plan for your professional growth and development to put something on your plan that way. And when you go into it, you can see there's certain skills, like for this administrative assistant journey, you would get all these different skill topics. So pretty cool, right? And the other one is the AI simulator. So you're gonna use this one for maybe like difficult conversations, or conversations that you're unsure how to start the conversation or what words you might wanna say. We've all sat with someone and like try to role play with someone, right, in our offices or at home, like how am I gonna have this conversation? But that feels sometimes uncomfortable. Like I admit, it feels weird to like have this like forced conversation where you're having someone pretend to be someone else and then have this conversation happen. So now you can do it in the comfort of your own world with your computer with the AI, right? Isn't that great? Artificial intelligence is helping us. So what you can do is go to CSU Learn. You're gonna go to the same spot, the library, and you're gonna do the filters, and you're gonna choose this time, instead of choosing Journey, you're gonna choose AI Simulator, and then it'll bring up all sorts of topics. There's over 70 different topics that you can choose from to have a conversation and be able to practice. I chose for this example, cultivating empathy and connection, and I didn't know that Leon was gonna talk about that in his opening remarks about how we need to be more empathetic and kind, so I really appreciated that. So on this one, you would choose this journey, or not this journey, this AI simulation, and they typically take about 10 minutes or less, depending on how much conversation you wanna have with the computer. And they'd bring up your coach, so you have a coach with a scenario, And in that scenario, they give you your role, and then you start the conversation. You can type it into the chat box there, or you can actually just hit the microphone and have the conversation and actually practice words coming out of your mouth that it might be uncomfortable. And the great thing about this program is that at the end of the 10 minutes of this conversation, the coach will give you feedback. They'll tell you what you can look at doing differently, maybe change, and you can do this as many times as you want until you feel comfortable. So it's pretty cool, right? So who knew? CSU Learn. All right, with that, I'm going to turn it over to Susan for a bit, and I'll be back.
All right. Okay, so just that one? The big one. Okay. All right. I'm curious, how many of you have explored LinkedIn Learning before today? Raise the hands. All right, not too bad. I'm hoping that we'll have a few more by the time we're done, okay? Well, maybe not done right now, but at least done. Yeah. Okay, so as CSUSM employees, you have access to, oh, you already changed the page for me. As CSUSM employees, you have free access to thousands of video courses on all kinds of topics. And I mean all kinds. So we're talking leadership, okay, Excel, generative AI, photography, wellness, and even guitar. And ukulele, just in case you're all wondering, you know. Okay, and I think there's some other stuff on there too. But there's literally something for everyone. There are all kinds of topics. If you haven't already, I encourage you to activate your account and check it out. It's really cool. On-demand learning, right? All right, and then our next one, we're kind of going on that virtual theme right now. So cross-campus classes, I keep wanting to say cross-campus collaborations. I know, right? Okay, so cross-campus classes are a collaboration that allows us, CSUSM, to offer so many more courses than we could ever do on our own. There are 17 CSU campuses, along with the Chancellor's Office, who have partnered together to bring you this program. This right here is a list of just the courses that we're offering for September. This semester, over 90 courses will be offered in the program. Over 90 courses. There's no way we would ever be able to do that. And they're really cool courses too. Like LinkedIn Learning, there's something for everybody. The Staff Center, we share these in our newsletter every month. Tony will send out an email whenever they're released, our MPPs. But if you miss one of those, you can check out, all of these are listed on our HR website, our training and development page. They're always there. Tony has them all listed. Okay, the next one I'm really, really proud of. So I'm gonna just go here because I want everybody to see this picture. So in June, we celebrated 11 staff members who graduated from our pilot program, the Career Pathway for Administrative Professionals. So the fun fact that I'm really excited to share with you all is that 6 of these 11 people were from FAS. Yeah, so cool. And I know we have a few people, so you'll be able to see. One person who thinks she's going to get out of it is Shara, and she's not in the picture, but she should be in the picture. Sorry. So this is a 6-month program, and what it does is it trains staff on critical skills associated with administrative professionals. We hope to offer this again in fall of 2025, so if you have any questions, we will probably start opening up the thing probably, I don't even know, but it will hopefully start sometime during the fall of 2025. And I'm going to switch back over to Tony.
So quick. All right, well, I am excited to share with you a couple more opportunities to share. Some of you might know about BPI, Business Process Improvement. This is a program led by Shannon Anna Shaw. She's the program director. I just happened to be able to facilitate that along with Joel Ag from ECS. It's a great program where we are able to look at current processes that we have going on in our own work environments today and work to improve those by analyzing, looking at current state, analyzing why we're doing it, and then moving into a better future state that maybe is less cumbersome. So as you see here, like current state where we had lots of 4 swim lanes, lots of back and forth, we were able to look at making this 3 swim lanes, less back and forth, more streamlined, and it made the process better for everyone involved. So it was a really great program. We're getting ready to launch our 4th cohort in a couple weeks. And so that'll be great. We have about 12 people participating from across campus. This is something that we have applications typically in June, and then the cohort starts in early fall. So if you're interested, please reach out to either Shannon or myself, and we'll definitely get you as part of this program. We also have a couple of programs designed for building understanding about CSUSM business processes with subject matter experts. There are 2 great programs, similar in what they're doing, but with different audiences. So first up, I'm going to talk about BOPS, or I had to practice this, Business Officer Program Series. So this is a training for our staff, for like administrative coordinators or analysts that have responsibilities in any of these areas. And what these trainings do is really give you the practical, why do I do this? Why am I doing it this way? What's the process? And as you can see, the in-person series 1 started at the beginning of August, and in fact, I think FDM has a cohort this afternoon, so thank you, FDM. And then in October, we start the virtual series for the same training, but it'll all be virtual. So really great program, really helps support the business processes for our staff. And then to go along with it, we have our leadership how-to trainings, which also are for our MPPs to be able to learn what their responsibilities are and requirements are. This is something both of these programs began just 2 years ago, I think. So they're fairly new programs. We're still working through how to make these all come together. The leadership how-to happens about once a year just because of numbers, but the BOPS program happens twice a semester typically. So you'll see it like 4 times a year. So this is the leadership how-tos for the MPPs wanting to learn more about, oops, I went back too far. Let's see. And so here's the topics for the leadership how-to series. We have subject matter experts, which are all here in this room, I think. So thank you to the subject matter experts doing these trainings. It's really helpful to be able to get the information out that we need to share with everyone to be able to do their jobs well. And then I have 2 other leadership trainings for leadership development. Okay, so we have Principles of Supervision, which is a great program that the Chancellor's Office supports as well. This is for anyone who leads, supervisors, manages people, so anyone who has staff that they manage, supervise, or lead. This is open to you to take. We cover lots of different topics to be able to help become better supervisors, around managing performance, guiding and organizing work, managing relationships, and managing yourself. And then with that, we also have, let's see if this is working, our Leadership Academy, which Leon mentioned earlier too. Super excited about this program. We launched our first pilot last fall with 18 participants. You see them here in this picture. And we're gonna launch our 2nd cohort in October, which is really exciting. These classes or these trainings are really to help our leaders improve their leadership skills and get the development and support that they need to be successful in their roles. Our curriculum is all sorts of fun things. You can see here, emergenetics, crucial conversations. We actually have some time with President Neufeld, who shares her leadership lessons and her wisdom that way and what her expectations are for our leaders here on campus, as well as we talk about emotional intelligence. We talk about implicit and unconscious bias. And there's actually a project that's due by your leaders when they go through this training to be able to show that they're improving their leadership skills here on campus. And last, for me, not last total, I'll give it back to Susan in just a second, is Campus Connect. How many Campus Connect alumni do I have in the room? Woo, yay. I love Campus Connect. It's one of my favorite programs. It's been in existence for 20 years now. We just started our 20th cohort, which is super exciting. It's over a 10-month period of time. We get together And we learn about, it's a unique program. It's not just professional development, but it's a unique program that takes our participants all through campus, kind of behind the scenes, learning about CSUSM, getting a deeper appreciation for all the intricacies of our work here and how we're all interconnected in what we do and how we all partner together for our students and our student success. And this is open to faculty, staff, and administration, so it's open to everyone. Because of limited space, it is an application process, so the applications open up in late spring, decisions are made in June, and we start the cohort at the end of August. So if you are interested, please apply for next year. It's such a fun program. All right, Susan, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
And just to let you know, if you've been on campus for a few years, you can still learn something. I promise. Yes. So don't think that just because you've been here forever, you know everything. All right, Clifton Strengths. I know there's a few people out here that are familiar with this, but for those of you, I'm going to kind of just give you a quick lesson of what it is and what it has to offer. All right, so Clifton Strengths, Don Clifton, okay, believe that we should spend more time on what we're good at rather than dwelling on our weaknesses. Clifton Strengths is a professional development tool for you and your team. And just wanted to kind of do a side note, these next two pieces, Mr. AI helped me. So I'm just wanted to put that out there. So as an individual, it can help increase self-awareness, boost confidence, guide personal and professional development, and enable you to leverage your talents more effectively in various situations. And as a team, it identifies each member's unique strengths, fostering better collaboration, improving communication, enhancing productivity, and creating a more positive and effective team dynamic. About a year and a half ago, Tony and I became Clifton Strengths certified coaches, and what that means is that we can now offer one-on-one coaching and team building sessions to the campus. And I want to let you all be the first to know that the Staff Center is rolling out a new program where we're going to be offering assessment codes, a limited number of assessment codes to our staff to unlock that top 5 report. So once you get that report, staff can reach out to me, MPPs can reach out to Tony for that one-on-one coaching session or for those team building sessions. The Staff Center also offers career services, all right? So you never know when your next opportunity at CSUSM is gonna come up. So I highly suggest that you make sure that that resume is always up to date and ready to go. The Staff Center, we can help you update your resume, create that polished cover letter, and then prepare you for that scary interview, right? And then the final thing I want to mention is our synergy groups, because I know someone in this room will tell me to tell you because she did this earlier. So if you haven't heard of them before, the CSUSM synergy groups are a great way to network and engage with other people around campus, talking about topics that you really enjoy. Facilitators are leading their groups by engaging their members with weekly discussions, and some are even hosting in-person events. For example, this is a person I was telling you about. Marissa Acosta holds a monthly meetup for the members of the Sustainable Living Group over at the Coffee Cart. I learned that if you bring your own cup, you get a discount. Did you all know that? Yeah, I didn't know that, but I don't drink coffee, so that's okay. Mike Geck hosts a space for experienced and inspiring gardeners. The hiking group, facilitated by Susie Martinez, has already explored the outdoors twice with hikes at South Park Lake and Discovery Lake. I heard that the second one was a little harder than the first one. Right. And the music group, hosted by Jason Eberwein, creates a monthly playlist based on a specific topic. Last month's theme was TV theme songs. It's kind of cool, right? So if you're interested in joining, there's a QR code up there, and that will send you over to our interest. It's basically a sign-up sheet. And then you can choose whichever group you want to join, one or all. And I just wanted to say there are several people that are in all 12 groups. I don't know how they keep up with it. But what's really cool about this is that everybody is invited. So this is a program for our faculty, staff, and our MPPs. So if any of these topics are interesting to you, use that QR code and sign up. I hope to see a few of those signups come in. All right. Again, here is the list of everything that the Staff Center and HR is offering right now. You can find everything on these lists on our websites, also QR codes. I really love QR codes. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Tony and I. We're here. And with that, I just want to say thank you. I encourage you to take advantage of these. Most of them are free, and it's a great way to move yourself forward and get some professional development on your own. Awesome. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan and Tony. Oh, okay, perfect. All right, next up, very excited to present our Fall Awards, Recognizing Excellence Awards. So Leon, if you can come back up and present our awards.
I'm back. This is probably the best part of these meetings, being able to, just take a moment and recognize the efforts of people who have really contributed to our organization. So, at this time, it's a pleasure to announce the awardees for this year. This year we received nearly 56 nominations. A record since I've been here. I want to take a moment to thank our selection committee for the difficult task of reviewing and selecting only 6 of these 56 amazing and deserving nominations. So our first award is the Legendary Leader Award. This award is given to the manager who is trustworthy and influential leader and provides mentoring, modeling, and motivation to encourage and develop employees, provide vision, and help others achieve success. This year, the Legendary Leader Award is going to someone in the Energy Management and Utility Services Group, Mitch Tran. Mitch's ability to inspire and motivate his team transcends ordinary management practices. He invests time in mentoring and empowering his team members, nurturing future campus leaders who are poised to make a significant impact themselves. His unwavering commitment to integrity and ethical leadership sets a standard that inspires all to emulate. Congratulations, Mitch. Our second award is the Legendary Service Award. This award is given to a staff member who strives to deliver legendary service to internal and external customers by identifying and responding to customer needs. This year, the Legendary Service Award goes to Safety, Health, and Sustainability, George Williams. Safety, George.
Congratulations, my friend. Thank you.
I didn't read the rest of it. But I'll do it now. George's colleagues have said about him through his almost 9 years at CSUSM, George has provided legendary service to our teams, our customers, and our external partners. He was part of a group that coined the term concierge service to describe the type of service we wanted to provide for our customers. George exudes positivity and customer care whenever he implements anything for our stakeholders. He continuously engages stakeholders to be part of whatever solution or process he is leading or recommending. And he's also great with providing back support for chairs, you know? Making sure that chair works for you. I've had how many chairs, George? At least 4. So congratulations, George. Our next award is the Rising Star Award. This award is given to new staff that seeks opportunities to learn, is consistently reliable, and is an outstanding performer. This year's Rising Star Award goes to someone in procurement and contracts, Jocelyn Rivas. Jocelyn could not attend in person today. Brittany Brown will be accepting an award on her behalf. Here's an excerpt from Jocelyn's nomination. I admire Jocelyn's willingness to dig in, learn new things, and successfully support the campus. The campus customers supported by her have nothing but good things to say about her competency, approach, and communication skills. I can't wait to see the big things she supports for campus during these critical times of infrastructure growth. Congratulations, Jocelyn. Our next award is the Continuous Improvement Award. This award is given to a staff member who seeks out opportunities to learn and improve and shares that knowledge with others. This year, the Continuous Improvement Award goes to FDM Administration, Melanie Munoz. Here's an excerpt from Melanie's nomination. Melanie demonstrates a proactive approach to her own development, consistently seeking new knowledge and skills to enhance her effectiveness in her role. Her willingness to embrace challenges and learn from the experiences underscores her growth mindset and serves as an inspiration to team members and peers. Melanie's ability to analyze complex situations, propose innovative ideas, and implement effective changes has resulted in tangible improvements across the various aspects of our operations. Congratulations, Melanie. Our next award is the Collaboration Award. This award is given to a staff member who is a great collaborator, listener, and team player, working with others within and across departments to achieve common goals and success. The Collaboration Award this year goes to Planning, Design, and Construction, Ashley North. Here's an excerpt from Ashley's nomination. Ashley has an outstanding ability to foster teamwork, facilitate cooperation, and achieve shared objectives across all campus departments. She has a proactive approach and dedication to bridging gaps between teams. She consistently demonstrates a remarkable capacity to understand diverse perspectives and leverage them to achieve common goals. Her willingness to listen attentively and communicate effectively fosters an environment of trust and mutual respect. Congratulations, Ashley. Our final award is the Positive Spirit Award. This award is given to a staff member who is always ready with a smile for others and knows how to get things done while bringing humor to the workplace and helping boost office morale. This year's Positive Spirit Award goes to Planning and Design and Construction, Eve McDonald. Eve is the embodiment of an authentic, positive spirit with her exceptional ability to uplift and inspire our workforce through her infectious positivity, humor, and dedication to fostering a joyful atmosphere. From the moment she greets others with a warm smile to her enthusiastic approach to her daily responsibilities, she radiates positivity and enthusiasm that is contagious to everyone around her. She has a natural talent for lightening the mood, diffusing tension with a well-timed joke or cheerful anecdote. Her sense of humor not only brightens our days, but also creates a welcoming environment where colleagues feel comfortable and valued. Congratulations, Eve. My favorite part of the show. Congratulations to all of our awardees, and thank you for all the work that you do every day on behalf of our division and the university. So with that, thank you very much, and that's the end of our awards.
Thank you again to everyone that spent time nominating folks throughout the division. As Leon mentioned, 56 nominations, that's a record for FAS, and that just goes to show how much we appreciate each other. So it just really warms my heart when Amber told me a couple weeks ago how many we got. So just a big round of applause for all the people that nominated their colleagues. All right. Grab your tickets. Andrew, if you don't mind helping me out on this one, we will close our meeting with some raffles. All right, you pick. That's your part. Okay. Thank you. All right, 835130. 130. So Amber is over on this side with the prizes. Thank you. Next up, we have 835038. So someone that got here early. All right. Next up, we have 835147. 147. 147. Do I see waves in the back? 147? Anybody? All right, gone. Okay. 835190. 190. Oh, Junior, perfect. All right. All right, Amber, how many more do we have? Two more? Two more. Okay. 161. 161. Nobody? Who left? Okay, I'm watching now. Okay.
They could have been a winner.
All right, 158. 158. All right. All right, and our last one is 099. 099.
Got a winner.
All right, perfect. Okay, thank you. All right, with that, I want to say thank you all for being here in person, online, or watching us later. Really appreciate it. Have a fabulous day.